Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to start off with Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash, and also double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day, that is continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And also shalom to the hopefully elect that's continually giving diligence to make your calling and election sure in his work, in all faith, true sincerity, and also in all charity. Shalom. Now, topic of this video is going to be entitled Overdosing in Darkness. All right. In which, the spirit was heavy today, as I was going through some videos and some lessons, and also doing a little bit of reading beforehand. But it kind of jumped out to me, concerning this place America, because this land is fully engrossed in darkness. All right. And the people that are residing here on the soils of America are also in darkness, and also in other parts of the world. So the whole entire planet Earth is encompassed in darkness. All right. Because when you're dealing with the this current society and the ways of America and the way of this westernized world, it's all pertaining to darkness, all pertaining to wickedness, everything that's on the left-hand side. And the people, especially our people, are fully engrossed, and they have delved into the deepest parts. Well, I don't want to say deepest parts, because you got Edom that's on the left-hand side, which their power is on the left-hand side. But our people, they delve into that darkness, and and they love it, because just to point something else out, I was basically in my downtime, I had some free time. I have my hobbies, this and that. I was playing a little bit, of my PlayStation 4, my video game. I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3, and something jumped out to me concerning darkness, because in that particular video game, it goes into the struggle between light and darkness. So when it comes to darkness, one of the characters on there spoke about how darkness gives you that rush, and that he'll never forget that rush of darkness. All right. And, that really jumped out at me, because that's how it is when you're dealing with this world. When you're engrossed in darkness, or you've been on that side of darkness, you remember that rush. You remember how it felt to be completely engulfed in darkness, and, it'll always be there, But now that we come back into the light of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who these people initially called God and Jesus, in which their true name in ancient Hebrew is Yahweh, which is the name of the Heavenly Father, and the Son Yahweh Shai. Now we came back into the light of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and we have stepped away from that dark presence. We stepped away from wickedness. All right. But we're in this flesh, and that's why I made the example of that person, which I mentioned. He never forgot the rush of darkness, and it's still there, and he still felt it, which again is like us. We're still in this flesh. We still have to battle demons, and we still have to battle darkness, man, because this flesh is a dark prison, which is in tune with everything that's on the left-hand side, man. And, we're not the only ones, man. Yahweh Shai went through the same thing. Yahweh Shai went through those same trials that we go through, being in the body. We had to go through temptations. We had to go through all different types of elements, demons messing with us, the so-called white man putting us through oppression, our woman coming up against us. We had to go through all that, man. And Yahweh Shai went through the same thing when he was walking in the flesh during the Roman Empire. All right. So no matter what, that darkness is still there until Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai delivers us from this hell, this cesspool of wickedness, which is known as Babylon the Great. And Also, you got the elect that's in the other parts of the world that's tuning in to this truth, to this word. They're gonna be delivered as well. Really, the deliverance out of these bodies. That's the real deliverance, man. All right, because we're here in Babylon. We're serving captivity under our oppressors, the so-called white man, Esau, which that's the true biblical nationality, is Edom. But the real captivity, when you really go deep into this truth, the real captivity is in these bodies, because these bodies are subject to sin and to transgressing the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So when Yahweh Shai comes and delivers us, we're gonna shed these bodies, and we're gonna be transformed into a new body, a spiritual body, pursuant to 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. We're going to shed these old bodies. We're going to put on the new bodies, which is never going to go off. Never going to be, the new bodies are not subject to sin. Perfect, bodies that are in perfection. All right. Because right now, while we're in these chains, which the scriptures speak of it as chains of darkness, we're still, subject to all these different elements, and we have to battle through that. But that's the fight. That's the conditions of the battle. Yahweh Shai went through it, and guess what? We got to go through it too. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump into the precepts. This is the book of Salakia. I'm going to go back. It's actually in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. And the 16th verse says, "Be not righteous over much, and neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?" Right? And it's a balance. All right. So that's why, even though we're in these bodies, we still try to do what we can. We still try to we still try to attain unto righteousness, but his bodies, we'll always be in these bodies. All right. So guess what? If you try to be over righteous, you'll end up destroying yourself. All right. If you make yourself over wise, you're going to end up destroying yourself. You're going to end up either falling out of the truth or something happening to you because you're being over righteous. All right. Verse 17 says, "Be not over much wicked." See, and that's another point of being balanced, not to be over much wicked, or be not over much wicked. Neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? All right. Verse 18 says, "It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this, yea, also from this withdraw not thine hand, for he that feareth the Most High shall come forth of them all." Right. So you're gonna find that perfect balance in between the two. All right. And that's through the fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. All right. That's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because the Lord is the one that gives us that level ground. All right. Because if it was on us by ourselves, then basically, man, we'll be caught up in and we'll be done for. All right. Now, I'm gonna jump to the next precept, because I got a few of them that's in my head right now. Actually, go ahead and grab them before they escape me. You know how the spirit is. All right, it's the book of Proverbs, the 11th chapter, and the first verse. I'm gonna start. Actually, there's 3 precepts in the book of Proverbs I want to grab, which I got them right here. Proverbs, the 11th chapter, in the first verse, it says, "A false balance is abomination to the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, but a just weight is his delight." And that's right, man. All right. So even though we're in these chains, we try to do the best we can in righteousness. It's best to have an escape. Whether it's and make sure that escape is something that's in righteousness. Something that's not wicked or anything like that, because we don't condone anybody to go out and willfully sin. The Lord looks at that. Okay. But this is to find some sort of escape, something to unplug and to basically take your mind off the things, basically take your mind off of what's going on in the world, man. Because the longer you stay, the longer you observe these things, the more and more you're gonna lose it. All right. So you're basically you're gonna bug your own self out if you keep going, without having something to fall back on, and I'm speaking from experience, man. All right, because I fell into that quagmire. All right, I didn't have any sort of escape, and basically I was on the verge of destroying myself. But hey, that's through the grace of Yahweh Shemel Shai that, as I got deeper and deeper into this truth, I learned that, hey, it's a balance. Certain things that I can do to basically, take my mind off certain things, and to to find that balance. It's lucky. To find that balance and to keep going, because this is a marathon, a marathon. You don't sprint full force at the beginning of the marathon, and you keep going because you're gonna gas out. But it's an activity of endurance. You got to endure. You got to hit that stride. And once you hit that stride, that's really your balance right there. Because when you're in that stride, you're just coasting. You're not overexerting yourself, and you're not doing the bare minimum. You're just in that fine line in the middle to where you can keep going and keep the pace without getting tired. All right. Now, jumping back, Proverbs, the 16th chapter and the 11th verse, it says, "A just weight and balance are the Lord's, Yahweh Shemel Shai's. All the weights of the bag are his work." That's right, man. So a just weight and balance are the Lord's, man. All right. The Lord deals with balance, okay? That's why there's a light in the darkness. Darkness, you can't just do away with darkness, because that's off, if you just do away with it. Because there's a light side to the world, and there's a dark side to the world. So the Lord is always going to have that presence of light and darkness, no matter what. All right. So verse 23. Before I continue, a precept popped in my head. Isaiah, where it says Isaiah 45. It says, "I form the light and create darkness, and I create peace and make evil." All right. So I might need to get up out of here. It's like police surrounding the area for some reason. Well, not surrounding it, but they, just pulling up at certain points or stuff like that. Yeah, so it might not be wise to stick around. So verse 23 says, "Diverse weights are an abomination unto the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai." That's right, man. So being off, too much on one side and too much on the other side, that's an abomination to Yahweh Shemel Shai. And it says, "In a false balance is not good." Right. So a false balance is not good, man. Like I just read earlier in Ecclesiastes, it says that if I keep going down, verse 16 said, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise." And also in verse 17, "Be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish." Okay. So once again, it's finding that correct balance. All right. Now, I want to go ahead, and I know I quoted something earlier at the beginning of the video. I just want to grab it just for edification's sake. So this is the book of Jude, the first chapter, and the 6th verse. It says, "And the angels which kept not their first estate," right, which that's talking about during the time of the beginning, because the heavens, the spiritual world, was our first estate. All right. "But left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day." And those everlasting chains are what? These bodies. All right. Under what? Darkness. See? Which I mentioned earlier. So these chains are unto darkness, unto the judgment of the great day. So these bodies are our prison, man. All right. These carnal bodies that we have, this is our prison sentence. Okay. So we're going to be in these bodies into the judgment of the great day, which is what? When Yahushua returns and he commences the destruction of this place, Babylon the Great, which is known as America. All right. Now, there's another precept that falls right in line with that one I want to grab. Now, 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, start at the 4th verse. It says, "For if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment." Right. And this is not talking about, because, a regular modern day Christian would read this and say, oh, well, see, Satan and his angels were cast down to hell, and, they were put down, and he did this and that. No, it's not what it's talking about. All right. No, it's talking about the angels that were there during the time when they was in their first estate, which is the spiritual world. And then they came down, as what? The sons of the Most High. All right. And then that's when, during the time of also when wickedness started to multiply. And then guess what? It's going to start in verse 5. It says, "And spare not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly." Right. So you had the sons of the Most High there, and out of all the people that were there, the sons of the Most High, the sons of the wicked, and the sons of men, which those are 3 classifications of men, you had Noah and his family that were there, that was spared. All right, during the flood, when he brought the flood upon the whole entire planet Earth. And there was a video that was done concerning Noah, and it escapes me right now who put it together. But it was speaking about how Noah was the elect in his day. All right. Noah was the elect during the time before the flood. He was chosen to be delivered out of the destruction that was going to come upon the world by way of water. All right. So he's a part of the elect, right? So going back to verse 4, it says, "For the Most High spared not the angels that sin, but cast them down to hell," which hell is not a mythical place you go to burn forever, by the way. Hell just means the grave or the pit. If you go into the word hell, you go into the etymology of the word hell. All right. Which we're in hell right now. All right. Hell is a state of being. Okay. It says, "And delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person." All right, see? So that's pretty much it on that. Now I want to grab another precept, which I mentioned earlier as well in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. As before I grab that, I want to grab something else. Should be in the book of Colossians. Well, not Slakia, not Colossians. Should be in Sirach. Wisdom of Solomon, Slakia. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, and verse. See, I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, "For what man is he that can know the counsel of the Most High, or who can think what the will of the Lord is? For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices are but uncertain. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind that museth upon many things." See? So this body is corruptible, all right? And it was made to press down the soul, the spirit. And this earthly tabernacle, which is this body, was made to weigh down on the mind, all right? That muse upon many things, all right? So in these bodies, man, we're limited. All right. We're limited onto what we're really capable of. All right. And that's these chains of darkness. Because when you're in chains, you're bound. You're not able to move as freely as you want to. All right. And that's what the Lord did. He put us in chains to where we're not able to move to our fullest capacity. The way he intended us to move. So therefore, since that took place, or we're in these bodies, therefore now we're seeking deliverance. All right. Slacky, I can for one moment. Now I want to go from there. Now I want to grab 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. And bear with me. Oh, my eyes are burning. All right, it's 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, and it should be all the way down near the 50th verse. I'm gonna see if I can get straight to the point. This is 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, and start at the 53rd verse. It says, "For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, slack, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory." See? So with these earthly bodies, these corruptible bodies, we have to be changed into the incorruptible. The incorruptible is something that is not able to be corrupted, something that's pure. So once we shed these corruptible bodies, we'll be able to go into the incorruptible. All right. And from then on, that's when we won't have to be subject to wickedness. We won't have to be subject to sin any longer. All right. It'll be completely done away with. Therefore, that's why it's said in this verse. It says that death is swallowed up in victory. Because how is death being brought? By way of sin. Because sin is transgression of the law, and the wages of sin is what? Death. All right. So once we shed these bodies and take on the incorruptible body, guess what? That'll be the victory over death. All right. Victory over sin. Okay. But, which ties into the lesson in which, our people are overdosing on darkness. All right. When you overdose on something, that means you basically took in too much of that substance and you die. So with our people, they take in too much of this substance, which is America, and they're going to end up dying, man. And they're dying. They're in the process of dying right now. All right. Because right now they're spiritually dead. I'm talking about 2/3 of our people. But what's going to happen is they're going to come back in the kingdom as our children, as our sons and daughters. All right. Therefore, it fulfills the prophecy where it says, "And all Israel shall be saved with the everlasting salvation." Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video on this lesson. And our Lord's will is edifying to the body of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, to the members of the Holy Elect. Until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well. Shalom, peace and safety, salutations to the Holy Elect that's plowing in his work and giving diligence in your all, and faith, true sincerity, and all charity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.